Oh man, I have been waiting to talk about this one since Kefla was shown in V-Jump. The short version is, should you summon? No. Unfortunately not. The banner units, they're either niche, old, or they're Kefla and Vados, and honestly it's just a little bit disappointing. It seems like they used the banner as an excuse to bring back units that haven't come back for a while, and I think Kefla deserved better. Anyways, let's talk about it. Hey there everyone, my name is WafflesTheAsianYenbear and welcome to Should You Summon, the series where we take a look at new banners, analyze their value, and I tell you whether or not I think you should summon on them. Now we mainly look at these banners from a free-to-play standpoint, as free-to-play players need to be more careful with how they use their stones, but of course, banner value applies to dolphins and whales too. But with all that being said, let's get started. So, if you already know what she does, feel free to skip to the timestamp on your screen, but Kefla has a dual category leader skill with Universe 6 Key plus 3 and 170% to all stats, as well as her new category, Rapid Growth, Key plus 3 and 150% to all stats. And her new category is subpar, but it is not the worst of the recent new categories, but that isn't really saying much. Essentially, it's just Universe 6, Ultimate Gohans, Gotenks units, a few Cell Saga Hybrid Saiyans units, Int Kid Goku, and AGL Broly. A couple notable ones to point out from that category though are AGL LR Gohan, Physical Transforming Vegeta, and AGL Broly. Overall though, she is actually a really good unit. Her super attack in base form stacks her attack and lowers the enemy defense by 40%. Her passive gives her 100% defense at the start of the turn, and a 100% attack when she performs a super attack, which will be really easy for her to do, given her key links. She also gets an extra 50% attack and a 50% chance to dodge if you get 6 or more orbs. It's also worth pointing out that that extra 50% is multiplicative, not additive, so it ends up being the equivalent of 200% attack in total when you count the initial 100% she gets. Then she has 2 transformations, both are very easy to achieve. She goes Super Saiyan 1 on the 3rd turn, which is always great to see. When she transforms, her super attack stays the same, but she now lowers enemy defense by 50% instead of 40%. And her passive also stays mostly the same, but she now has 150% instead of 100% for the attack and defense boosts. She keeps the extra 50% attack and the dodge chance on 6 orbs. And she goes Super Saiyan on the next turn she's on rotation if you have 60% or more HP. Again, that's a really easy transformation condition, so she's at her final form by turn 5 or 6. In this form, she lowers enemy defense by 80% on her super and still stacks her attack. Her passive now gives her an extra 2 key, which really she doesn't need, and the attack and defense buffs go up to 160% each. She now gets the 50% chance to dodge without needing any orbs, and gets a guaranteed extra super attack if you can still get those 6 or more orbs. Orb changers like Physical Kefla and STR Kaba are going to be really great on her team. Finally, she has an active skill which feels like it was designed for you to put Physical Kefla on the team. If you're facing a Pure Saiyans or Universe Survival Saga enemy, when you're in Super Saiyan 2 form, she can change all physical key spheres to STR. She then gets attacks effective against all types for the turn. Honestly speaking, she's a really good card. My biggest criticism is that her leader skill is less than ideal, but if you have and are running LRK1 Kefla, then it's definitely enough for you, since they really just want Universe 6 Pure Saiyan characters. But of course, banner value is more important than one card's value, so let's take a look at what she has featured. Of course, you've got Kefla. We've got a new Vados who makes an amazing support for specific units, but she's a general pool SSR, so we don't really care much about those. Android 13, which I've talked about before why I dislike him. He's really close to being good, but his transformation condition contradicts his usage as an Android support. Android 17, who's a little bit old now, but he still functions as a versatile defensive support on a few categories. Still a good pull if you don't have him, but you probably do, so I'm going to rate him as okay. Tech Hit, who is great when he can stun, but he's limited by that mechanic for events where he can't. He has the benefit of giving Kefla a better leader skill here, so that does boost his value a bit. We'll consider him a good pull because he helps give Kefla more options, but without Kefla, he's just okay. We've also got Int Goku Black, who's, honestly, it's been a long time since we've seen him. His main thing is that he stacks defense, and he wasn't really that great when he came out, but content has shifted, and his defense makes him decent in long content. He's okay. And Turles, who is still a decent support, but he's really starting to get outpaced by the type supports, one of which makes his way onto Kefla's team, cough, Kaba. So it's a shock that he's here, but he's still a good pull if you don't have him. But like 17, you probably do because he's been around so long. So if you're just trying to pull Kefla, you've got about a 7% chance per multi. It would take 10 multis to get a 51% shot, which isn't really ideal. If you want any of the okay to good ones, that's Kefla, 17, Hit, Goku Black, and Turles, it actually only takes 2 multis for that same chance, so that's not too bad. I think it ultimately depends on what you need. I'd say this banner falls into the type of banner you sometimes see in these filler celebrations, which I'm dubbing the niche banner. You get one great unit plus a handful of skippable to okay units. It's a good opportunity to get units that don't come around often, but I'd say most of these aren't really necessary and you're usually better off saving your stones. On that note, there is one more thing we should talk about, and that is timing, and what kind of saving you're looking at here. The next thing that people seem to be looking forward to is the Tanabata celebration in early July. The thing I will say about that is on JP, the Tanabata banner tends to be just one big banner with Dokkan Fest LRs and just way too many Dokkan Fest features. It's generally not a great banner to summon on unless you're new. It's mostly good because you can spend your red coins and get your Dokkan Fest LRs, but otherwise I don't recommend summoning on it. Last year, we did also get LR Gohan and Goten's JP debut, but they'd already been global first units. Maybe we'll get LR UI Goku, but I really don't think we'll get more than just the standard Tanabata banner. Which means the real celebration to save for is the download celebration, which should be in late August. That does give you a lot of time to save, so just plan appropriately. Overall though, my advice would be to skip and just wait for her to come back on another banner. Now, am I personally going to be summoning? Yes. Kale, Khalifa, and Kefla are some of my favorite Dragon Ball Super characters, and I have literally been hyped for Kefla all week. I decided that even if this banner was bad, I'm still doing 600 stones because Kefla adds a lot of value for me. Plus, my JP account actually only has Turles from the featured list, so getting a few of these other units wouldn't actually be that bad for me. I'm a little nervous though, because I do seem to get bad luck when I summon on the banners I tell you guys to skip on, but all that being said, I hope this helped you guys, and I hope you all have a great day, great week, great life, and please wish me luck to get Kefla. Okay, goodbye.